Welcome back to another episode of Air Academy News. I'm Adriana Gutierrez.
And I'm Jacqueline Williams. We are super excited to welcome you back after Valentine's Day.
We hope you all had a great weekend and are excited to start your week off right with another episode of Air Academy News. Fasten your seatbelts, Sko'Dets, because here we go.
Now it's time we take a look at the events happening at our school as we jump into Rando News.
Rando News is a rapid-fire look at the exciting things happening here at Air Academy.
On February 4th, Air Academy had their annual 8th grade night for the incoming cadets, mostly from Eagleview Middle School to check out the hallways of their future high school. And it gives them a chance to gather information and ask questions about the vast amount of programs we offer. The event lasted 2 hours and there were many scared but excited faces wandering the halls. At the beginning of the night, they were sent to the big gym, where they met their future principal, Dr. Rip. After the brief introduction, they were allowed to explore the building and/or get a guided tour from one of our link crew leaders. Various clubs and classes had booths laid out all over that demonstrated and explained the class's purposes and what students should expect. Cadet Coffee was handing out samples, and our very own Broadcast Journalism Club had a booth and a hype video. Our Cadet family is extremely excited to welcome these incoming students at the beginning of the next school year. They will all receive red as their class color for the next 4 years.
As we choose our classes for the next year, it'll be very important to know that student services and our counselors are going to be changing how we sign up for our classes and what rules are in place. These changes are going to primarily affect how loose counselors will be with changing classes after you've already begun them. Previously, counselors have tried their hardest to accommodate any and all changes made to your schedule, regardless of when these changes were going to be made. Student Services is reporting that this arena style of class signups resulted in people joining and leaving classes in large groups of friends. Part of these new rules for changing your schedule include only being able to change your fall classes for the academic reasons after sign-up periods have ended.
And our goal as counselors is we want a student to be in the best place, the best class, things like that, but we may not be able to accommodate all of the other pieces that we have had in the past.
The engineering program at Air Academy continues to get stronger, and over the past couple of months, Air Academy has received 5 new state-of-the-art Bamboo Lab 3D printers to help the engineering students in their program. The demand for 3D printing has rapidly increased as the program develops, and Mr. Truex explains how they benefit the students. He feels this addition is keeping Air Academy on the cutting edge. On February 3rd, the Celtic Culture Club hosted St. Bridget's Night, a small event focused on bringing various Celtic cultures to Air Academy. This event was open to friends and families. They hosted a bake sale, had craft activities, Celtic games, music, and even students of all grades dancing in traditional Celtic fashion. Students in the club were in charge of different booths that showcased specific details about each Celtic culture, bringing food, games, and decorations. At different times throughout the night, Irish dancers took the stage with their unique and signature moves, making for an incredible event. The teacher and sponsor behind the Celtic Club is Mr. Davis. He is passionate about Celtic cultures and believes they deserve more attention, and he brought the club to life to bring perspective into students' lives.
As we celebrate Celtic culture this week, we got an opportunity to follow around a student who has found a side job following her passion for Irish dance.
We got behind-the-scenes footage of what it looks like to be an Irish dancer. Leah Grossi has been doing Irish dance for over 12 years. Irish dancing is a style of dance known for quick, precise movements with your legs and feet. She's excelled so much that she has started teaching younger kids how to dance. Celtic Steps Studio owner and coach Sean Casey has had a great time working with Leah and admires her work ethic. Her love of the art led her to mentor the younger kids in hopes of helping to raise up the next generation of great dancers. Nearly every afternoon, she drives up to Denver to teach at a studio there. She has a very busy schedule, but always makes sure to leave room for what she is passionate for.
really the community here. It's great meeting girls overseas and just having friendships across the country, across the world, all because we love the same thing. We enjoy dancing, and it's really amazing. I love it.
Not only are we celebrating Celtic culture, but we're also in the midst of celebrating Black History Month.
Take a look at how we are celebrating throughout our school.
Did you know that Black History Month officially turned 100 this year? It was originally known as Negro History Week. Starting in the second week of February to coincide with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, the week celebrated the triumphs, struggles, and contributions of Black people. It quickly turned into a whole month of commemoration by the Black community and was officially recognized by President Ford in 1976. This month, educators like Mr. Johnstone are using civics classes to celebrate the occasion. Students are diving into the civil rights movement and its significance in American history. An important topic of discussion in his class was Martin Luther King Jr. and his meaningful letter from Birmingham jail. With the help of Kahoot, the students were able to engage with the material and test their understanding of the letter, where King urged the African community to remain peaceful in the face of racial violence, allowing them to tackle challenging subjects in a fun and interactive way.
Yeah, it's a foundational part of American history, and that narrative is essential to understand for understanding where we're at right now.
Acknowledging all parts of American history is a great way to make sure we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. And for Coach Jackson, a dean at Air Academy, his role as a Black educator is important for representation at the school. Knowing that there's leadership in the school that understands hardships of being a minority in a primarily white school helps students of color feel seen, and know that obtaining leadership roles in the workplace is possible, inspiring them to work hard for their goals in their lives.
I think my childhood prepared me for being an educator here at Air Academy. Where I grew up, it was my schools was predominantly Caucasian, so I was always a minority, and Air Academy is a lot like the school that I went to.
It's important to reflect on all the magnitude of good that has happened throughout the years by acknowledging all the many wonderful cultures, races, and identities that can be found within the U.S. By using National History Months, like Asian and Pacific Islander Month, Black History Month, National Hispanic Heritage Month, and Pride Month, we can learn about the difficulties minorities face and treat these issues with the empathy deserved.
Our next segment is Hot Takes. When an issue needs to be broken down and investigated, know that our Sko'Dets are on it.
Today, we'll be debating the senior slide, whether our seniors should be allowed to relax during their last year of high school, or should they still be required to take multiple classes.
Let's jump in.
Thank you, Adriana and Jackie. This week on Hot Takes, we talk about senior slide, where you'll decide whether you think students deserve a year-long break after working hard their freshman through junior year, or should they maintain a good pace before starting college. Senior slide is something we haven't covered yet, but it's not new across Air Academy. Students are expected to take 50 credits worth of classes to graduate. So, students usually load up classes freshman through junior year. So that way, when they're seniors, they can do other things, whether that's jobs, internships, or just relaxing before heading off to college. Although some feel this halt in momentum will make it harder for students to attack college in the best mindset, we hit the hallways to hear how the student body feels.
Honestly, my busy schedule keeps me motivated because it makes me feel like I'm getting ready for college next year.
I have more freedom to go to work and make a little extra money.
Absolutely. Like last year was it was a really stressful year, and this year has been very calm. I feel like it's a good change of pace. It's really deserved.
So it looks like 3 out of 4 students at Air Academy enjoyed the change of pace, while others still take a full load of classes to prepare for college. Senior Slide allows exhausted students to reset and prevent burnout, also allowing them to financially prepare before going to college. This also allows extra time to make memories students will cherish for a lifetime. However, while counselors believe it is a good break, from their perspectives, seniors taking a slide is an academic gamble. Retaining good study habits and keeping good academic rhythm could be the best plan before going off to college.
I think they deserve a break, yes, but I also think it's important to use high school for as many advantages as it can get and give to you. But yes, I do think if you're working hard, you should get a reward.
So you decide whether seniors continue to be allowed to take limited classes or should they be forced to take a full load. Adriana and Jackie, back to you.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be an ambassador for your country or work to solve real-world problems? Our Model UN Club provides you with that opportunity.
In this week's Club Spotlight, we'll get the inside scoop on Model UN.
Model UN is a UN simulation club hosted by Miss Motter that meets in the library once a month. Students in Model UN can sign up for conferences about ongoing or historical topics which are hosted at various schools around Colorado. Once they're signed up, they'll be assigned a country, and they have to do research on what that country's stance is for their topic and write a position paper. Then, on the day of the conference, they debate with other delegates to create a resolution, all while representing their country's motives. They recently had their second conference of the year on January 24th at Cherry Creek High School, in which students scored top awards, like Adam Sabo and Britton Schmidt winning Best Delegates as Canada in their council, or Ethan Gold winning Best Position Paper as Switzerland. We decided to ask Miss Motter why she enjoys hosting our Model UN chapter.
But they not only get to represent their country, they also get to discuss solutions and try to come up with even better solutions than the UN came up with in the original situation, which is an amazing thing. So it's great for students to work on communication, but also to be students of history and foreign policy and kind of what has happened in the world over time.
Next, we jump into a very exciting segment. Welcome to K-Dets Sports, where we talk about all the sports here at Air Academy. Let's throw it down to Sophia for a look. What's up, Soph?
Thanks, Audrey. This is K-Dets Sports TV, and we are back with some mid-season developments. For the swim team, they just finished at state, but for other sports like basketball, they are still very much in the heat of it all. And because we want our students and teachers to be informed on everything our K-Dets athletes are up to, we have a recap on the swim season, updates on our basketball teams, and as always, our Athlete of the Week segment.
On February 4th, our boys basketball team played against the Lewis Palmer Rangers in the LP territory. Key player and senior Brody Winnett started the night off hot, scoring 4 points in the first quarter. Team captain Caden Mai scored 8 in the first half and linked up with Brody multiple times to create success with plays like this. Caden continued to ball out, weaving through traffic in the paint on numerous scoring plays. To finish out the first quarter, Cooper Markley stepped up to the plate to drain this 3. Sadly, the K-Dets' success didn't extend very far beyond the first half, with Lewis Palmer's dominant defense shutting them down to only 15 points the rest of the game, with Brody scoring 10 of those. With Jackson Gore hurting his ankle again, Levi Wyman had to readjust mid-game to take up his spot. With a lot of adaptability but the odds stacked against them, Xavier Cofield scored the last points for the K-Dets in the fourth quarter. The final score was 67-36 Rangers.
Air Academy had senior night on Friday the 6th against DCC and commemorated Kinley Ask, their one and only senior on the team. She was still riding high from breaking a school record with her 49-point game versus Coronado and was playing physical, this being one of her 17 free throws. Kinley is one of 3 people ever in Colorado to have 1,500 points, 500 assists, and 500 rebounds. DCC was having trouble scoring against the K-Dets and had to settle for layups like this one by Elena Kirby. The senior night crowd was giving the K-Dets confidence and energy, Kinley soaking it all in with this being her second 3 of the night, and she only added to that total. K-Dets were leading by at least 15 all game, Kinley draining basket after basket. She drained yet another 3 and was on fire going into the second half action. The final score was 56-24 K-Dets.
Due to the swim team having such an incredible season, we're focusing our Athlete of the Week on this sport that doesn't get a ton of appreciation. One of their leaders and seniors is Aubrey Iverson, who has had a commitment to swimming for over a decade.
Aubrey Iverson is a senior this year and a captain of the girls' swim team. Throughout her entire high school career, she's been a vital piece of the culture and family in the pool. Aubrey has been swimming since she was young, and it has had a huge impact on her character and her strength, turning her into an incredible swimmer and leader. Just this past week, Aubrey led her varsity squad to the 4A state championships and competed in 2 separate events. She is also a PPAC finalist and talented sprinter. Her work ethic and connection to the sport throughout her life has made her the athlete she is today.
Swimming has been a huge part of my life. I've done it since I was little, and I've loved playing mermaids in the water, with all my teammates, and I've just learned to push myself and to be the best version of myself, and even things get hard, to get through it, suck it up, and do it.
Scott Newell is the head coach of the girls and boys swim team and a science teacher here at Air Academy. His relationship with Aubrey has grown stronger throughout her 4 years here as she has become faster and stronger. He explains how her kind spirit in and outside of the water has had a meaningful impact on the entire team.
She gets people's attention just by being so friendly and so nice and always doing the right thing. So she is an example in so many different ways. She didn't earn it by being the fastest kid in the pool, but she is fast. She has definitely earned her respect, her teammates' respect by being fast and working hard.
Not only is she a talented swimmer, but a great teammate and caring friend. Her senior night was a memorable moment, not only for her family and friends, but for all the coaches and swimmers who have been embraced by her. Aubrey has left an incredible influence on this team, and her leadership and kindness will leave a legacy for future swimmers and leaders alike. Thanks for joining us again on Sko'Dets Sports TV. We are super excited about the rest of basketball season, and we'll be sure to keep you in the loop. Make sure to watch out for our live streams if you're not able to go to the games. And speaking of live streams, last week we did the boys basketball game against Lutheran, so go check it out when you get a chance.
Well, Sophia, we were just talking about the hot take for this week, which is the senior slide, and I was wondering what your take on it is.
Yeah, for sure. I think, we've worked so hard, and yes, we deserve a break, but also objects in motion stay in motion, and we're about to go to college, so maybe we need to keep up these good habits,
I think, we definitely deserve a break. Because these last 3 years have been so challenging, and we have the SAT, and we're just studying nonstop, and I feel a lot of us do have college next year, so I feel it can increase burnout rates for college,
Yeah, well, maybe it's more of a conversation about how the system that we've built here is too hard for the first 3 years, so maybe it kind of needs to be more level throughout all 4.
Yeah, fair. Solid. Anyways, moving on to our next topic. I don't know about you guys, but this weather has been so confusing. I don't know if I should wear a coat or a t-shirt.
No, I agree. This winter has broken records with its heat, especially this past December, and it was ranked among the hottest on record for Denver and mountain towns like Steamboat.
I even heard that Denver reached 76 degrees and saw numerous 60-plus days, which is usually unheard of for Colorado. Even Florida is getting more snow than us. And here's Ben Blodgett to tell you more.
Hey Sko'Dets, they say if March comes in like a lion, it's gonna go out like a lamb. But that doesn't seem to be the case for this end of February. In fact, you're gonna be seeing some lows of mid to high 30s and some highs of high 50s to early 60s. After a slight chance of rain on Wednesday of only 22%, you can expect to see some gorgeous weather to end off your February. Sko'Dets.
I know I should be doing my homework, but I think I'm just going to spend a little more time on social media. Is that supposed to be me? Why would they say this? What am I supposed to do?
Is she talking about us? Oh, she cannot. We have to flame her. And we have to get all of our friends to flame her. Maybe we can get her to leave the school. Adriana, we can always choose to be kind, and we can always choose to be the bigger person. Wouldn't we feel horrible if all of this turned violent? Of all the self-harm cases that are reported, a quarter of them trace back to cyberbullying. This isn't us. We can rise above and end the cycle.
Air Academy physics teacher Mr. Trope began his teaching career after being in the Navy as a nuclear engineer and serving time in Silicon Valley. While he's only been at Air Academy for a few years, he still holds his time here close to his heart. As he prepares to retire from teaching, Mr. Trope describes his fond memories of Air Academy students, citing their ability to learn as inspiration. Mr. Trope has been a favorite teacher among many students for the entirety of his time here at Air Academy, and we wish him the absolute best as he retires. Over the summer, he plans on moving to Oregon, primarily for the fishing community and proximity to the ocean. However, he wants to continue his own education by taking classes at the local university.
Air Academy, they're a totally different breed. I think because of the culture of the school that, start out when Mr. Olson was here and continuing now with the new principal, with the staff, with the students, the families. I really, last night was 8th grade night. I enjoy interacting with the families. And what it's done is it's given me hope for the future. I think we live in turbulent times when things can be a little bit, well, it wasn't like that when I was a kid kind of thing. And now I feel like there's hope because there's great kids that I get to teach every day that I really enjoy. And I know that they're going to succeed in the future and do really well.
Well, Cadets, that's a wrap for our show this week. Thanks for tuning in.
See you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload from us. And we'll see you guys right before spring break. As always,
Sko'Dets!